Good day, Earthers. This is Scorched Earth Toys at anymoon.com's review of Gakken's 135 scale armor mode only ride armor toys. Originally released in about 1985, these little figures would have run you 680 yen if you believe the sticker on one of my boxes. That equate to roughly $3 by the exchange rate of the day, but that doesn't mean much since these toys were only released by Gakken of Japan for the Japanese market and never made their way to any Henshin Robo or Robotech packages. If you're looking for modern Robotech or Mospeada toys, head to Big Bad Toy Store through my campaign link below to shop and support this channel. If you want these vintage little goobers, you're gonna have to hit the secondary market. These guys came in little boxes that are unique to each ride armor. There were only 3 flavors available: Styx VR52F, Ray's VR52T, or Hookay's VR38L. Sadly, no yellow was ever made, and that breaks my heart. Inside the box, you'll find a styrofoam tray housing the disassembled figure, and that is it. Pro tip: if you do buy these toys, cover the gauntlet covers with tape so they don't rattle free and fall out of the box on ya. Very minor assembly required. We're going to take our wheel out of the styrofoam. We're just going to plug that on like so. And then we're going to grab our gauntlet and we're going to push that onto the little peg on the arm. And that's all it requires. You have to do it on both sides. Now, with the Ray version of the toy, there is a gauntlet that has no weapon, and you can see there's a button on there that's receiving that peg from the forearm. Not a really good look. On the Scott toy, twisted that a little bit, the missile launchers hide the button, and on Ray that doesn't happen on that one side. On the other side, the big gun is there. The circle looks like part of the detail work. That's pretty nice. But on this side, not so good. And furthermore, the way that attaches puts a lot of pressure on a very thin sheet of plastic, and you can see it's already cracked on this toy and been glued back together, so that's not really ideal. When they switched to the Hookay version of the toy, seen here, they switched to a peg and slot. So you take the toy, take the gauntlet, and you just peg that on right like that, and then you have a flush attachment. It's not a button, it's not creating a lot of pressure there. So this is a much better solution. These toys do have a lot of metal content. The entire boots are metal, as are these hip guards up here, and that creates a lot of weight towards the bottom, making these all very stable, which is a big plus. There's not a lot of articulation to them. The best you get is a little bit of a knee range, and you also can lift up the gun arm. But that's about all you're going to do as far as playing with these toys, and since they have such limited foot mobility, you really can't do much with that little knee twist. So basically these are just little statues that you're going to pose next to some other toys you own. While the paint jobs didn't get us very close to what we saw in the anime, I did appreciate that Gakken went the extra mile, gave Ray the appropriate gauntlets. They didn't just recolor a stick figure and say, hey, no, this is Ray now. No, they actually gave him the right gun and the gauntlet that doesn't have the missiles on it. With Hookay, they went a little bit further. They gave us a new helmet mold. They gave us a new chest, and obviously she has the right feet and gauntlets. So that's a whole new toy almost. So good job on that. If you have a 135 Legios toy, it came with this little pilot figure, and you can see how he shapes up with these ride armors. He's just a hair over 5 centimeters tall. These guys a little bit more than 6 centimeters tall. They might be a little large for what they're supposed to be at 135 scale, but they do fit in well enough to work, especially again with your 135 scale Legios toys. Yeah, that would be your Gakken Legios, but it also could be an Evolution toy these days. So that's all good. Not something for everybody, obviously. They're not fun to handle. They're more just a completionist thing, or somebody who really likes their old school Legios and really wants to pair them with something. No transformation, no fun factor, just something neat for your shelf. Check out anymoon.com for the full article, subscribe, and as always, thanks for watching.